Like if we gonna be honest, bro, if we gonna be completely honest about stuff, bro,
what's happening?
bro, like we had a discussion yesterday, bro.
Okay.
And in the conversation yesterday, as men, we don't say this a lot. So I'm gonna be the first to say, bro, hey, I feel like you hurt my feelings yesterday. You know what
Alright, so we back with another one.
We back.
Today, yes sir.
Mm-hmm.
Episode number 2.
Yes, sir. Two
yes,
times.
Sir. Yes, sir. So today, this is your boy Jamal Mills.
And this your boy Andy Miller.
Yes, sir. So I want to say real godly, real men, real issues. I'm talking about real issues. So do yourself a favor. Tune in.
All right, today's episode we're gonna be talking about the state of the culture and
Yes,
mental
sir.
health awareness.
Yes, sir. Why we want to talk about that, man? Why you feel like that's important to talk about today?
Man, listen, the state of the culture, man, is like
Speak up.
it's more so of where we at right now, what we doing, how can we effectively change certain things about what's going on around us. So
Right.
that's why I wanted to tap into that today for sure.
Okay. So you want to talk about the state of the culture, and then today we want to touch on mental wellness. So mental awareness. Okay, I'm tuned in with today. All right. So how you feel about what today's? I want to say how the culture going today. Like, what's your outtake on like how it is?
I mean, right now, man, I feel like we moving backwards, bro. Like I feel like at the end of the day, like we started progression, you know, in the forward sense, but I feel like we fell back a little bit. I feel like it's not where it need to be. You know what I mean? Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like sometimes, bro, it's like as men, especially as men,
Right.
when I say the state of the culture, bro, it's like it's a mindset. You know what I mean? Where do you see yourself? How do you fit in? You know what I'm saying? And you can get your take on it too. Like how do you feel about the state of the culture?
Well, really, to be honest with you, man, it's so many ways I can really take it, and it really kind of hard to say because you got the good and we got the bad of how I'm seeing things. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the good, I think like our mindset of how things used to be to where it at now, it's a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think now that the youth or what we got going on now, we going away from tradition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We going away from tradition into but more like an entrepreneur mindset, which is what I like. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Now the reason why I say that is because traditional wise, what we tap into, I never been that tight. And see, for me, I like the way for our culture. I'm gonna say my general, you know, the millennials from my generation. I like us because we got a little bit of the old tradition just as well as we moving in with the new. Cause we know how it is. We out there in the farm working hard, you know what I'm saying, without too much of the technology, but actually switching into the phase of the technology phase. So that culture wise, I like that because we got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, let's just be real. The culture is what it is, bro. What our morals is, what our value is, how we see stuff, and we can really see now, like the new generation now coming up behind us, don't really have a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? As a culture, you know, as a household or however. So I really feel like it's good to really tap in with this and really let them know, like, what we need to go. So my thing is, let me ask you this before we get into it. Traditional wise, to where we at now, culture wise, how you think we holding up with that?
Man, that's a good question. To be honest and to be fair at the same time, it's like I don't really know, bro. Like I feel like it's a shift. You know what I'm saying? Like we shifted somewhere along the lines of, okay, well, wherever the change happened, I say that. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with the traditional style, like you were saying, like it changed. It changed from us being heavily reliant on, you know, our parents, or heavily relied on the different things around us, now to being solely independent. Right. You know, now, like, I mean, the pandemic taught us all how to get a bag. You feel me? Like, everybody, you know what I'm saying, should have had a bag. You know what I mean? If you don't got a bag, you should get a bag, bro. Like, this the time. This the time to switch up everything. So, I would say, for me personally, it was more so of a culture shock and a culture shift when I would say the pandemic happened, to be honest, because I mean, even before then, you ain't really have what's going on now. Like, it was so many people that was saying, you know what, bro, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur one day. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But they never really did it.
But see, it wasn't always like that back in the day, which is why I want to tap into the. Cause see, for us, we was always taught, which is why, first of all, before I get into that, what I like about it is for the good, for the positive. It's for me, like I said, it's our mind shift on it. We don't believe in working hard and breaking our back. Compared to back in the day, it was only two options for us growing up. Even just like in the black culture, let's just be honest. Most of our parents told us we either had to work, go to college, or you going into the military.
Definitely.
But you got to do something.
You gotta do something.
So that was like our only two options. But see, times were a little different then. You know what I'm saying? But as we progressed, like I said, for us, as we got older and we seen how society was, we didn't believe in breaking our back, bro. I didn't believe in breaking the back for minimum wage.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. Like, I understand you got to do what you got to do and survive as Texas, which is why, mentality wise, I understand the older folks are stronger than we is. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally.
Okay.
Cause you know they went through a rougher time than we did. You know what I'm saying? But they had to actually go out there and work. And where we lack at today, you know what I'm saying? Where we lack at our generation is that work ethic, that mentality. Cause like soon as something get hard, we don't want to work through it to get to where it is. Now we got the mind state for it. We can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I got a vision, but that work ethic behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We don't really want to put in that work, or we don't know what it takes. So I'm gonna say most, because a lot of times if you see a song get hard, we wanna quit. You
so
know
it's like
saying?
that spirit of laziness.
Yeah, you can say a slow for spirit.
You know what I'm saying?
You can say a slow for
Definitely,
spirit. Yeah,
I definitely get that. So let me ask you this question: how do you feel about the state of the culture as far as like for women? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I mean, in my personal opinion, I feel like the equality level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like nowadays, man, it's so prevalent that women get the same, value, and they hold the same things that we get, but sometimes they don't. Well, I ain't gonna say sometimes. In most cases, they don't get the recognition that we do.
Well, yeah, Nate. I mean, it for me, I'm a little iffy on where I'm winging that, because we do know that women are like a minority toward men, so they are already at a disadvantage when it comes to that pay rate or however. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you got a lot of entrepreneur women, so like entertainment, the beauty supply, the beauty business or whatever avenue. So you got a lot of, and be honest with you, in corporate, a lot of women doing pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
doing pretty damn good. I might add. You know what I'm saying? So I can say, because nowadays you got a lot of women, and this is one thing about the culture that I don't like, which is why I said I'm winging on the positive and negative. Because nowadays you got a lot of masculine women nowadays.
okay.
So, but you got a lot of women on their stuff, you know what I'm saying, on their A game, running their own business, taking care of their home, regardless if they a single mother or not, they doing what they got to do. And you got a lot of dudes now that's been raised up by a lot of men, but they got that feminine, they got a feminine attribute. Not saying nothing wrong with it, but being in the household, which is one thing I want to get into with the culture part too. Man, it's like it's levels to this thing.
Okay.
So let's tap into it later so I can work back to your question.
Okay.
First thing first, the household. Back in the day, father was there.
Okay.
Mother raising the child. Took two parents. They say it take a whole village to raise the child. So you got the household there. So, and I'm gonna give you statistics wise and what I seen, what I studied. Before 1980, I say in the early 1900s, late 80s, late 1800s. Regardless of what welfare was doing, even if unemployment rate went down, the welfare unemployment went down. But somewhere it changed because we had a full household. The father knew his place, the woman knew her place, as well, and as a culture, kid was raised up not in a single family home, so they was raised up right. More of it was right. You say yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, open the doors up, you know what I'm saying? That old school tradition, because I got an old soul. I've been raised around a lot of old people, so that's just how I am. This is how I talk. But that's just me. But seeing that, you know what I'm saying, that's how we was, that's how we was raising up. So for the fact of that being said, like, that being in there, that really showed a person, like, for a father being in his daughter's life, showing the daughter how a man's supposed to treat her, so she know what to look for in a man. Mm-hmm. At the same time, the mother showing the son how to raise up to be a man, but you got the father figure that showing what it take to be a man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So growing up with that, you have that. So the fact that now after 1980, somewhere around there, you know what I'm saying, in the mid 1900s, when unemployment went down, welfare went up. Okay. Now, in order for them to get the help, the women took FDC checks, whatever you want to call them, the little checks, the little $200-300, even just to get child care assistance with that. The father can't be in the home.
Correct.
The father can't be around. The father has to be on child support.
Yeah,
which is messed up, which really divided the family. But see, I'm going to say then it's not going against the women. You know what I'm saying? It's not going against y'all, but they chose that. And because they chose that, fathers was left out. Now, I ain't saying it ain't no guys out there that didn't take care of the kid. And you know me and you done talked about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Plenty of time. Like, I don't support no man that don't take care of no kid, bro. If you was man enough to lay down and make them, be man enough to stand up and take care of them. So, we rock on that. So, any man that don't take care of the kids, you need to do better. Get on your stuff, man. And be in your kids like they need that. Their daughter need their father in their life. Your son need him.
That's 97%.
Absolutely. I don't care who you with.
Yeah, child care itself, bro, is being there. So making sure you there, you know?
Yeah, so, and like me, I grew up with both of my parents. I mean, was it easy? Nah. Did they separate? Not 20, but yeah, they did. They separated for a while. But seeing it, you know what I'm saying, they was together, split up, and came back together. But seeing how they cahoots with each other. And I appreciate it because I catch myself acting like my pops all the time. That's where I get my craziness from. But
that's what's up.
But the thing is, he was there, and that's what's important. And at that time, I didn't recognize that. I didn't say, you know how they're being young and dumb. Like I ain't accepted, but now I'm a more appreciative. Now to get back to the, you know, saying the story at hand. The fact that that's being married, that affected the child home and how we raised up now, which is why you got a lot of women now talking about they don't need a man, because a lot of women, and I'm saying as the black culture, a lot of women don't raise their daughter up now, especially after the civil rights and all that stuff that don't went down.
Oh yeah.
That now you don't need a man for that. You can do it by yourself and da. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna tap too much into that.
But see, I would always question that though, because I feel like at the end of the day, man, there's no such thing as being independent. Like you gonna always need somebody,
yes, sir.
And you're gonna always have to count on somebody for certain things, no matter what it is, no matter what pathway you taking. Like
absolutely.
You continuously are gonna have to need somebody because it wasn't meant for you to do it by yourself to begin with.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't get that now. You know what I'm saying? Like now they want to do stuff by themselves. Hey, don't get me wrong, because I mean, like I said, being a single mama raising up, a lot of these dudes now acting like housewives. They don't want to get up. They don't want to be a man. They want to lay down, be on their behind. And then you got the women nowadays doing everything. So I mean, I salute to the women. I salute y'all for doing what y'all got to do.
But see, my thing is though, how does that equate to the actual culture though? Like, would you say would social media play a part of that?
Absolutely.
Or would you say, you know what I'm saying, like the culture that we have grown to adapt ourselves to know at this point is like, is that the new thing? Is that the new norm? It's kind of like with COVID and the mask thing. Like, okay, we adapted this new thing. It's like the men being feminine and the woman being masculine. Is that like the new thing for the culture, you feel like?
Yeah, because I mean, back in the day, you know how the man was the head of the household. The man was the head of the household. Nowadays, you got a lot of, and I'm guilty of it myself, you know what I'm saying, or saying we can be 50-50. But at some point now, I kind of switched my mind from that, because if we're going to be partners, then I'm more like, don't get me wrong, 60-40, because at that time, I like a strong woman. So the fact that she can be strong and still handle her own, but know how to play her role, know her place, you know what I'm saying, know her role, then I'm good with that. Because I know it's not a man got to lead. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I seen something that kind of disturbed me, right? This is why I know, this is why I'm saying for me, the culture kind of going out. You seen that post Dwayne Wade did?
I caught a little bit of something he had going on, but I really
did you
wouldn't.
See what he said?
Nah, what'd he say, man?
He said he do not lead in his relationship. Gabrielle leads in the relationship.
So he said he ain't lead. Now, I seen a little bit of something. I seen they were trying to talk about it, but I like I said, man, sometimes I kind of lose it and I be focusing on too much other stuff, man. And I heard it, but I ain't really
So
paying no
I
attention.
don't knock him, cause I mean, you know, he a great NBA player. He a good dude. I mean, but there was some other stuff I heard. I ain't gonna tell you what I heard and what I seen. Anyway. But the fact is, that's a bad image to put out, especially, and I'm gonna put it like, especially as black men right now, when we already got enough going against us, bro. Our mindset already in cahoots with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to know what it takes to be a man, bro, so we can raise our kids up correctly. So that way, the morals, bro, like, bro, we don't believe in helping each other. Treat folk like you want to be treated. Speak to somebody with respect, bro. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either get F you, you know what I'm saying? F you and blah, 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 I'm going to get mine. Now, don't get me wrong, because even as a culture, I'm going to say it once again, as black people, any other culture you look around, from Mexican, white people, I don't care, overseas, Europe, whatever you want to call them, bro, they learn how to stick together. I mean, look at the Mexicans. You got 8 to 7 of them in a household.
Oh, yeah.
They work together. They come work the hard end jobs that we don't want. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That, you know, that we think that we're above. You know, they'll do it. But see, the smart thing about it is, what most people don't understand is that every dollar they make over here is $5 over there. So they can work for 5 to 10 years here, hard, do what they need to do, save their money, and when they go back overseas, go back across the border, they good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they good. But see, a lot of people don't want to tap into this stuff, like, understand. And I was actually speaking about somebody this like a couple of days ago, like, bro, we have to know what it is to come together. And I'm gonna say this because it burns me up, and this is what I mean. And I'm gonna use this as black people, and it's not on no black and white thing. I'm gonna use it on us, because my discussion, I definitely want to talk about what us as a culture is, that we need to stop playing victim. We are no longer victims, bro. Yeah, I know what we went through, the slavery days. I understand that. I know how rough it is, but it is still to the stand, and I'm not saying racism and stuff like it don't exist, but what I'm saying is, can't nobody do no more than you than what you allow them to do. You understand me? Can't nobody do no more than what you allow. But we as black people, our culture, us, we need to come together. Group economics, do y'all know we at the bottom of the food chain?
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to group economics, bro, we don't want to support each other. We don't want to do nothing. It got to be, I got to be doing. It's I, not us. See, me, I'm to the point now, bro. I just stop supporting name brands, bro. If it ain't black owned or our people, bro, I don't want to support it. I ain't got nothing against them, but I want to help my people out, bro. I want to see us with the wealth. I want to see us. Now, why the world would I spend $200 to $300? See, that's what's wrong with our mindset now. We want to live like everybody else. But do you not understand, like, bro, they trying to be like us. Look at the white people. They trying to get our culture.
Yep.
Music, the way they cars set up, how they dressing now. And instead of seeing what we were, we trying to be like them, the European. Acting like them with the lashes, the weave on and stuff like that. What's wrong with our women, bro? Like, why you can't not accept that you beauty, like your natural beauty?
But see, that goes back to, like I was saying though, bro. Like, is it culture that's doing it from a social media standpoint, or is it the people that's doing it? Because if you really think about it, bro, like, this is what society has taught us. This is what we taught society, and society taught us.
I say both. A little bit of both. Because social media wise, we see what we pertain, what we want our life to look like. So it's like us, like, we want to live within our means. Like, we don't want to live within our means. Like, if you ever, and I'm using for a quick example, and I'm getting back to you. At our total polo, where we at, job wise, money wise, we want to look rich. We want to walk rich. We want to look rich. But we handle that rich lifestyle. We don't know what that person, like, we see somebody got something, oh, we got to have that. But you don't know what that person doing to keep it, or what they had to do to get it. And I'm saying that because of social media. Like, you hear most folks now, they want the Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship, or they want this type of relationship. Why are you comparing what you got and see, to somebody else when you don't know what it takes?
But see, part of that though, man,
and that's social media for me.
Like I spoke last time, man. Like I spoke on the previous episode, and we was having a conversation about it, bro. A lot of that comes from your preference, what you choosing. You choose to do that, so because it's your preference over your purpose, then that's where the problem come in. And so even with the culture, bro, like, a lot of this stuff is stuff we choose. We choose that. So because we choose it, we find ourselves in this situation to where at the end of the day, we point the finger and we blame everybody else for the choices and decisions that we make instead of standing on them. And that's part of the problem that I feel like as a culture that we have today. We don't know how to take accountability, but at the same time, we stay pointing the finger. We keep pointing the finger.
I agree with that.
And the thing that bothers me with this whole notion, like, all right, cool, bro, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, is who is really to blame? Is it the society that we was taught, or is it the culture that we watch? Because a lot of this stuff comes from the music we listen to, the TV we watch, and like you said, a lot of people want that Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship, but they don't understand the steps it took to get there. You don't know how long they was dating or how long that set in the oven. See, everybody want these microwavable success stories or microwavable relationships, but at the same time, bro, sometimes you gotta throw that thing in the oven and heat it up. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the crazy thing about that, since you said that, and I absolutely agree. And this is the thing that I want to say, like, get to. Let's just use, because we both entrepreneurs, so we know what it is to run our business, have that and done that. Failure and success. So let's just put it like this. And I'm going to use it just coming in and just tell our story. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. Me coming into being an entrepreneur, when I first started doing the business, you know, we kept hearing everything as a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
A pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And see, like I said, our culture and our mindset for how we was raised was either go to college or go to the military. But what folk fail to realize, like, everything that we got in culture, schools, church, prisons, I don't care what, jobs, bro, it's a pyramid scheme. Because you'll never, as a worker or as an employee, you'll never make more than what your boss making.
Correct.
Period. And if you ever want to know how your life will turn out, and I heard that as a saying, if you ever want to know how your life will turn out, go see what your boss living like. Because your boss make more than you.
Oh, yeah.
Mindset might be, but your boss make more. Go see what he drive, go see where he live. And if what his like, what he or she lifestyle is like, whatever they lifestyle is like, if it ain't what you want and it look, then you need to do something different.
Correct.
Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because the fact is, we was taught that, but me, and I'm gonna use for me coming into it, when I started doing network marketing and I started doing stuff, I'm telling folks about that. All I kept hearing folks saying is, man, I don't know about that, man. That sounds fishy, bro. Nah, I got.
They ain't want to take a chance.
Yeah. But see, their mindset stuck on, like, bro, that's a pyramid scheme.
The employee mindset.
Yes, sir. Mentality wise,
gotcha.
Like they gotta. And I said for me, I don't knock a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Because we both done it. I don't knock a 9 to 5. Your survival has to come first. If you got kids with it, I understand that. I respect that. Don't get me wrong. I do not knock it. I do not knock a 9 to 5.
Definitely.
But my thing is, the fact is, when I stepped out and did something different, I'm getting criticized. Bro, you stupid, you dumb, why are you doing that? That's a pyramid scheme. You should be working because that's guaranteed money. That ain't guaranteed money.
Oh, yeah, because you could be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Just as well they got you, and as soon as you leave, they can replace you just like that.
They probably can replace you with like 2 or 3 people.
And I'm like, and I was like, what you calling a pyramid scheme? Okay, since you said it was a pyramid scheme, let me just show you how your mindset is, because this is how we was brought up. The church system, we can use the school. You got the principal, you got the teachers, you got the janitors, and you got the students. The students will never be more than the teacher. In that atmosphere, the teacher will never be more than the janitor. Let's put janitors and stuff like that. Lead the student. The janitor will never be more than the teacher. Teacher will never be more than the principal. They ain't gonna make no more. Lunch ladies, however you want to use, as the workers, that frame of thought, principals here. Then you got the student boards or something like that, the student election stuff, and you got them that's over the school that making more than that. Do you see the pyramid scheme? You got that one person, you got them, you got these people, and you got this level. That is a pyramid scheme. Because the fact is, and folks need to understand that. Now, I'll tap into that later because that's just something for another day. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But my fact is that mindset. Even when you go to college don't teach you what you need to do in life. But see, we was taught that as a culture, like, go to school, go to college. I don't knock education. I don't knock education. But for me, that is nothing but a slave institution.
Yeah, man.
Even
it's
in
a
school,
game. It's a game, bro, and it's played well because most people don't understand. Like, from a collegiate standpoint, bro, it's like you said, institutionalize you to go and work for somebody else, not to work for yourself. Because even in high school, bro, when you take economics class or you take these classes, they're not preparing you. Society is literally setting us up to fail every single day. And that's why, like I said, to go back to the initial question, is it the society that we were raised in, or is it the culture that we see? Because we watch it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, like I was saying, like, man, I'm torn between the two, to be honest, because in all honesty,
it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it can be both. It ain't no right or wrong. It can really be both.
And the thing is, bro, it's kind of like you saying, like, we kind of teeter on the fence of both. Because, I mean, how we was raised and how our parents raised us to say or to think that, okay, well, we got to go to school. Once we go to school, we graduate, we get the 9 to 5 that we want. But statistically, I think it's maybe 3 to 5% of people that go to school for whatever they go to school for actually go work in their field, which is crazy. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to literally leave the state where you go to school at to get a job in your field. And to me, I just didn't understand the logic. Now, granted, I went to school, man, and I'm a business major. I majored in business, and I minored in marketing management and all the other things. But like I tell people all the time, like those accolades on that side of it then make me the person that I am. Because to be honest with you, everything that I learned about business, I had to do a trial and error, and it wasn't a piece of paper that got me in that door. You know what I'm saying? It was more so of me taking the time out and saying, you know what, man, I'm gonna put my best foot forward, and I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm gonna go out there. If I fail, I fail. But it wasn't the diploma that got me to this point. You
and see that's the thing. As parents, that used to bug me growing up. Like when I'm gonna say high school, because my mind started to expand past what I was at. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna come make it quick. Because in school, you know they teach us how to stand in a line behind each other. Mm-hmm. One out there will walk on this line. You got to dress a certain way.
The system,
yeah, following the system. Now, if you dare to do anything different, you hard-headed, you out of order, you out of society. But I always been a person, I didn't like being like everybody else. I want to be different. Even at home, like I told them, put my parents there, like, I want to be different. I never liked being in that critique. I like what I like. I wanted what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I had a job since I was in the 6th grade, 12 years old. Now, did I act on it? Nah, I messed it up, being young and dumb. I'm going to just say it that way. But my thing is, the reason why I'm getting to this is the fact that they institutionalize our mindset like that. And just like I said, going to college, we paying all this money to be in debt for education. And this the thing that got me. The grades, that's what got me. A, B, C, and D, and E. And I'm going to just show you just how crazy this is about work ethic and as an entrepreneur. You ever notice, like, you got a kid that slouch out in class, right?
All right.
That slouch out ain't paying no attention. But he got A's, and you know he got A's on his report card. How? Because, see, he moved smart. He thought different. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the questions on the test, because you can retaliate, don't make you smart because you got A. Cause I was smart. I knew the answer, and I'm going to use me. I didn't apply myself like I needed to in school. So I graduated with a 2.9. I'm just going to be honest, 2.95. That's what I graduated. But then the teacher will tell you, like, they don't understand because they know I know the work. They know I come in. But I didn't apply myself, which is what I'm getting to, because you got folks I know that dumb as brick, but move smart, copied out of people, but walked out with a 3.8.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? But see, the difference is what I'm trying to get, what I'm saying, them grades, them numbers, them make and determine how smart you are. Just like that diploma or that well, you want to say diploma or something for college, that don't determine that. Because nowadays, if you want to see the shift of it, let's just be honest then. Since you want to talk about the shift, like the culture-wise, and I'm going to drop knowledge on it. Well, you do know, and like in today's society, the reason why I'm saying good and bad is before 1970. Every trade from electrician, electrical, mechanics, construction, you want to say plumbing, whatever. A lot of that stuff was already in high school.
Yeah, correct.
In high school.
It was a trade, just a regular trade. And
but you can come out of school, high school, with that trade in hand and go and get you a good paying job. Not to make no race thing, but when they started seeing those people, my coach, started coming into that direction, 1980. Now you got to get an associate.
Correct.
1990, you had to come out with a bachelor's. Early 2000s, once both of us started getting bachelors, early 2010s. Now you got to get a master's.
Correct.
But the thing, what I'm saying is, a lot of them trades that was there weren't there when we came up. They was leaving out. All I had was construction, and that was it. We ain't even have home economics or whatever you call it. The nursing for like now you can come out as a CNA. They still had that, but a lot of that clinical stuff they really kind of stopped that as us we coming out of. But what I'm saying is, you can see how things are shifting now. You know, from what it was, and it's shifting for the worse. You know what I'm saying? As a culture, we ain't taking the time to catch on. And you know the sad part that gets me the most, that hurts me the most, and I'm gonna use it. They say if you don't want us to know nothing, what you gotta do?
Put it in the book, man.
Put it in the book or put it in the newspaper, because we ain't gonna read.
So let me switch gears for a second though.
You know what I mean?
Let me switch gears for a second, bro. Like, man, let's talk about mental health, man. Mental health awareness. Like,
right.
I'm gonna tackle that, and the reason why it's near and dearest to me, man, is because like a lot of times we as people, man, we don't check on each other. We don't, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask you this question, bro. Like for real, like on a scale from like 1 to 5, bro. 1 being like at your lowest and 5 being your highest. Like, bro, like where you at mentally right now?
No.
Like right now, like and hold up before you answer. Like where you at? Like say personally, family wise, and business wise. Like how you feel like right now?
Do it have to be now?
Yeah, like where you at? Like
today,
where you at? Like
today.
mentally, yeah. Where you at? Personally, family wise, and business wise. Like how you feeling right now? Like where you at? Like what's your mental like?
I say about a 3.9. Say between 1 and 5, right?
1 to 5.
I say about a 3.9 to 4 right now.
In which category? In a personal or the business or your family wise?
Both. Personally, for myself, I'm happy. I'm far off of what I used to be, because last year I was in a depression. Okay. I was stuck in a depression and I was suicidal. I'm just going to be honest, I was. Because I just got overwhelmed. It's like 2 things I noticed in life for me. It seems like either you standing still or either everything hitting you at once.
Okay.
And I felt like a little bit of both. Like I wasn't moving, like I was on the treadmill and I wasn't moving. But life hit, and everything. I'm talking about for family, kids, baby, the same thing, business, stuff like that. Because I lost everything. I'm not gonna front, I lost everything. Had my own, but lost it all. Twice back to back, to be honest. But I fell into a depression. But I'm gonna say it again. God took me through some things where I needed to release some stuff to be able to move different. And because God did what He did with me, He gave me peace.
Gotcha.
For that, I thank God for that.
All right, so the reason why I asked you that is because, like, in 2020, I'm just going to be honest, like, in 2020, bro, like, I think it's like 16.3 million people suffer from depression. Like, 16.3 people was diagnosed with depression, and that's around the world, bro. And then we had 16 million. 16 million people, bro, was diagnosed with depression. And on top of that, bro, it's like 4,800 people committed suicide last year. So it's like, man, we don't really check on each other like that. Like, we don't really tap in and really check on our people, bro. Like, we don't spend time actually getting to know a person's mental. Like, we don't really think about the mental state. Like, we so infatuated with looks that we don't really check in and tap in with people mental, bro.
All right. So before we get to that, let me ask you then, what's your rating from 1 through 5 before we get to that?
1 through 5. I would say personally, I would go probably a 4. I go a 4 with my personal.
Okay.
Family wise, I would probably go like 4.5. Business wise, I think I'd be like, I'd probably be like a 3.7, to be honest, bro.
3.7?
Yeah, I think I'm 3.7 in the business wise. And I can even explain them a little bit. Like, the reason why I said for myself, I would probably go a 4 is because, man, I'm nowhere near where I was last year. Like, last year I was devastated. I was going through some stuff. And I would honestly say I was probably borderline depressed, bro. Like, cause it was a hard time at that time, specifically for me. And like I said, as far as my family wise, man, I'm in a good space with my family. So I'm in a good space. It ain't always been that way, but where I'm at right now, I'm in a good space with it. Business wise, the reason why I said like a 3.7, somewhere around in there.
Right.
The reason why I would say that is because I feel like I can push myself a little harder. I feel like from that mental aspect, like I don't push myself as hard as I need to.
Absolutely.
And I feel like, man, I could be doing better, man. But like mentally, bro, I'm alright now. I'm alright. I'm in a different space than I was, which is great. You know what I mean? Because we all know, man, like I hit a stumbling block, bro. I'm just like you, bro. I lost it all too. And because I lost it all, it was like, all right, man, how do you get it back? How do you gain that? You know what I'm saying?
And since we said that, this is why I think it's important for me. You never judge a book by its cover. It's never. I don't like people talking about folks for statistics wise because you want to sit to a status or what somebody, because you never know what a person going through.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to speak to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, because you never know. It be the smaller things. You know what I'm saying? That can really help somebody. So.
Oh, yeah.
This is the reason why, even as the culture, bro, because like I said, for us, mentality wise, we don't support each other. Like I said, again, for group economic, and that really can determine a person, especially when you got your own family in your own city. I mean, as a rapper, now you have to leave your own city and hometown just to get love. I mean, let's just be honest. Or people that you know, strangers, show you more love or help you out and go farther for you than your own family or friends do.
But how does that though, like mentally, like
that hurts a lot. That's what I'm saying. It hurts a lot. You know what I'm saying? To have folks that you thought love you the most, or the folks that's supposed to be closer to you, tell you that you ain't gonna be nothing, or like what you doing ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to do this and this and always, but you ain't willing to walk in my shoes or put the work in with me. Which is why I understand when a successful person tell you, you are who you keep around you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you have around you is very important. Mental, you know what I'm saying? Mentality wise, you know what I'm saying? Because when you had them hard days and you feel like giving up, like me and you, bro, like me and you came into each other's life at the right time. It wasn't nothing for me to call you, bro, when I felt down, bro. You kept me accountable. Even if I disagreed with you, you gave me the real, even if I ain't like it.
Oh yeah, but that's on both sides though.
Absolutely.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Sides.
And that's why loyalty for me is I'm very big on that. But my thing is, and I like the way, and I have to, I can't go, I appreciate and I thank God, because God placed the right people and put you in the right position. But a lot of times we don't understand that. And see, this is the reason why I'm saying for the youth, we don't have that work ethic mentality, because as soon as things get hard, we run. And see, that's not a mentality that we need, which is why a lot of relationships don't last. As a culture, we got more divorce rates than it is now. Marriages and stuff don't last more than 2 to 3 years at the most. We always rushing into something because we want to feel something that should already have been there, even as growing up in the household. Now, with that being said, since we said all that, you have to understand that, bro. Everybody deals with stuff a different way. Everybody sees stuff, and I'm gonna use me. For the longest, I've been bullied growing up. I'm just gonna be honest. I've been bullied growing up. I had buck teeth. Let's just be honest. I had a long neck. They called me Leave It to Beaver.
How you feel though? Like how do you feel about that?
But see, it put me in a secluded place. And see, the way I handle stuff, even when folks told me I wasn't gonna melt in that, I had that fight. Then, like if somebody told me something, I had to prove them wrong. But for me, growing up, I realized I don't have to try to prove myself to nobody. I shouldn't have to have somebody to affirm me first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? To affirm what I can do when I know what I want and what I'm capable of. I shouldn't have to have that. But it's good to have people around you that know that and to support you. And a lot of days we don't have that support, which is why I'm saying for us as black people, we need to learn how to support each other. If somebody got a business, bro, stop asking for a discount. You don't know what that person had to go to get with it. You dismissing what they did, trying to ask for a handout. And a lot of times we do that. Even if they say now, don't work with family, because family feel like they're entitled to something. Am I lying or am I wrong?
I know something I want to touch on though, man. Like I want you to dive. I want you to go back to it and dive into, like you were saying, like the depression, bro. Like, cause I feel like I said, man, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I feel like a lot of times, bro, like we breeze past stuff, bro. We don't really talk about the hurtful things or the hurtful times that we go through. You know what I'm saying? Like as men, Like if we gonna be honest, bro, if we gonna be completely honest about stuff,
what's happening?
bro, like we had a discussion yesterday, bro.
Okay.
And in the conversation yesterday, as men, we don't say this a lot. So I'm gonna be the first to say, bro, hey, I feel like you hurt my feelings yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like I honestly feel like you hurt my feelings yesterday.
Nah.
And the reason why I say that is like, yo, bro, like let's be real. Like, okay. Yo, at the end of the day, what am I passionate about the most? Outside of business, outside of anything else, all the other accomplishments, what is like my number one thing I'm passionate about?
Kids, the youth.
The youth, bro, the youth. And even though, you know what I'm saying, we joke, we have a good time, bro. Like I feel like yesterday, us having a conversation or whatever, bro, I ain't gonna say the other party name, you know what I'm saying, because he ain't here to defend himself. But I feel like, yo, at the end of the day, like, man, why get on me about doing what I was doing? So my feelings was hurt. So mentally, bro, I was in a space where it's like, dang, man, he know I'm passionate about that right there. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, yo, at the end of the day, bro, we don't say that as men. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I was hurt about that. You know what I mean?
You know, I apologize, my brother.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
I apologize, man.
I really hug it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We hug that thing out.
There's a little something.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. You gotta hug it out sometimes,
Yes,
though, bro.
yes, sir,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
sir.
And I apologize if I hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Hurt your feelings or something like that. Cause I feel like as men, bro, like I said, from a mental standpoint, bro, like we don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't really tackle those tough issues, bro. Like, you know what I mean? For me personally, when I dealt with what I dealt with last year, you know what I'm saying, having to lose everything, and not only losing it, but just not having a person to talk to. And then the people that you did have to talk to, it wasn't the person you wanted to talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm thankful for how the chips fell, because at the end of the day, like you said, bro, the Lord placed people in your life at the right time, that specific strategic time that you need whoever you need. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, like I said, outside of everything else that was going on, bro, it's like, man, it was so many family members you had to cut off. It was so many friends you had to cut off. It was so many relationships that had to be severed in order for you to get to the next place, bro. And that's a hurtful feeling. So I can recognize that I was borderline depressed, you know what I'm saying? And I was faced with depression. And I know people that really deal with depression, you know what I'm saying? That's really in it like right now, man, that don't think they good enough and things like that. And for me, like I said, like I personally can say, bro, like that's a hurtful feeling, bro. Like, yes, and it's okay to be hurt. Like I don't think people realize, yo, it's okay to be hurt, but you also need help. You know what I'm saying?
Now, but that's the thing though, and I'm gonna put it. And I'm gonna take it out because I'm too. You absolutely right. It's okay to be hurt, but for me, it's okay to express yourself. Find an outlet, like you told me, bro. When I was going through what I was going through at that time last year, around October, you told me your key advice was find a happy place.
Yeah. Everybody
needs to find themselves, and first and foremost, find you a happy place. Like whatever puts you in a happy place when you're going through something, find it. Regardless if it's just writing in the book, writing in the diary. For me, it was shooting hoops and music. That was my diary. You know, that was my happy place. My favorite thing to do. I like to hop in the car and go vibe to some music or some peace and quiet and just ride around and get some fresh air. That's just me. That puts me in a happy place though. That way, if I need to scream, I can scream out. If I need to cry, I can cry. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I can release what I'm going through. And that really helped me out a lot. Like even when I was standing at the beach, for me, I started going to the waters. Like I started going to the waters, and I just sit there through the night till the sun come up. But if I needed to cry, I cry. But I learned, for me, I had to let it out, which is what a lot of people don't understand. Because a lot of times, growing up, if you used to doing stuff by yourself, you want to, as men, we keep stuff on the inside. We keep it in the inside and we don't let it out. As we spoke last week, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like find a release point, release it, have gates and release stuff. So when the stuff come in, now, like I said again, you got to have it. Now for me, like I said, God did a lot of things. So for me, like God stepped in, like He sent me and you. We was going through similar things at the same time. Mm-hmm. So we had each other, and I wasn't in this by myself. So I was able to call you. You was able to call me. We was able to talk it out. But He also sent me a spiritual mother. Mm-hmm. He sent me a group of people where if I needed to be prayed with, that we prayed together.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, as the Bible say, when 2 or 3 or more in the midst.
In the midst.
Standing in agreement. God is there in the midst. You know, in agreement together. Mm-hmm. So I had people I can pray with that if I needed to pray, even just speak positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are something. And I learned to start speaking affirmations over myself every
yeah.
day. Affirmations over myself. I started watching a lot of positive, like, motivation speakers. I started doing that. That started to become my routine for the last 3 years because I had to keep my spirit up. So whenever I feel down, I try to keep my spirit up. You know what I'm saying? Positivity. Now, first and before I continue, I want to let you know, if anybody here that feel down, you feel like don't nobody love you, I want to let you know I'm here for you. I love you. You is somebody.
You somebody.
And you worth living.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna speak this and I'm gonna declare it over you.
Today.
You shall live
And
not die. Whatever you thought was dead, those dreams, them goals, I don't care what nobody, family, friends, boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife, I don't care what they say. God got a plan for you.
And a purpose.
And a purpose. Whatever them dreams you thought was gone, pick it back up.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
It's not over.
It's not over.
Pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever them goals is, pick it up. Regardless if it's losing weight, whatever it is, pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done.
Tell them where they blessing at, bro. Tell them where they blessing at. Right across the street, ain't it?
I don't care what you gotta do.
I don't care what you gotta do.
If you got a hop, skip, dance,
slither.
Get your behind across the street.
Yes, sir. I don't care how you get there.
Faith without work
is
dead.
every time.
But I need you to understand that. And I don't care what nobody DM me. I don't care if you need to DM me, if you need to talk. Reach out to me. I'm here to talk. I want to let you know you is worth it. You is somebody. You see me? I'm serious. You is somebody. If you feel like you're falling into depression, you have no DM me. I'm up. I'm ready to talk. Cause we need to understand, bro, we got to be here to pick each other up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? We got to pick each other up.
And I think that's the problem that we have, bro. Is
Yes,
like
sir.
we ashamed of where we at in our process, and we don't want to ask for help, or we don't want nobody looking at us sideways.
Yes, sir.
We don't
Yes,
want
sir.
nobody to look at us like, oh man, we ain't got it all together. Cause like I said, for me, man, I heard it like myself. I don't want to be no project. I don't want to be this, and I'm like, man, why? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, we all are working to build ourselves up. Man, I ain't got it all together. I don't have it all together, but because I'm working towards something and I'm doing what I need to do, bro, that's what makes the difference. Like, I'm okay with being not okay.
Yes,
You
sir.
see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
I'm okay
Yes,
with
sir.
not being okay. Like, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times as people, we trying to figure out everybody. We trying to figure this out. I had a young lady was calling for some relationship counseling. I think it was maybe last week or so, and she was like, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this person out. And I'm like, why? Why are you continuously trying to figure out a person? We not math problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't figure out a person. Your whole thing and your mission is to figure out a person. You're going to lose every time. You struggling mentally because you trying to work your brain and rack your brain to figure out a person instead of trying to figure out your purpose. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
and that's the key to it. Is like, okay, cool. Like, if and I really want to address it, but I'm scared to address it at the same time, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, a lot of times, the problem is, like, we don't know how to be quiet.
Shut up and listen, be a student of the game.
Exactly. We don't know how to be quiet. And I want to say women, but it's men too. We don't know how to be quiet. In any and everything you want to learn about a person, if you sit back long enough and you look and you be quiet and listen to what they're talking about, it's going to come out every time.
All right.
The good, the bad, the interest, you know what I'm saying, where they spend a lot of their time at, you can tell about it if you just sit back and listen. See how their mind is working. Because a lot of times, bro, we put on this mask like everything good, and mentally, man, we jacked up. We don't know how to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, bro, anytime a woman asks us what's wrong, you know what we say?
We good.
Nothing. We don't
I'm
say
straight.
nothing.
We
good.
I'm
good. So it's
why
like,
you don't want to talk to me? It's that pride.
it's not only the pride, bro, but because as men, bro, what we
was
do
taught
is
that.
exactly, and we are people that tend to do things internally. We house it in, and women are external.
Absolutely.
They'll speak it out. You know, when a woman is bothered by something, bro, she gonna speak about it. But as men, we don't do it. What we do is we go in our cave and hide, bro. Especially when we feel like our vulnerability is up. You know what I'm saying? And that is what I'm trying to break away from as a man. You know what I'm saying? Teaching other men, like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be in that space. It's okay to speak on these things, because if you don't do it, then we're gonna have a whole new generation of men that ain't doing it, and they in that same space. You know what I'm saying? They in that same space. Oh, I'm too hard. And then from the female's perspective, they always trying to figure out why men play games. You know what I'm saying? Why men play all these games? And I'm like, yo, that's what we was raised to do. Right. From little league football to basketball and upward and doing all these wonderful things, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we keep scoring our brain. It's a whole game to a man. That's our mental. Like, that's where we at. So to break the stigma of that, we have to find that common ground and say, okay, cool. Like, women don't understand. Like, that's how we keep scoring our brain. You know what I mean? We equate life to a basketball game or a little league football game. And a lot of times, a lot of us are stuck in the game. We still stuck in the game, bro. We still stuck in the game. So,
yes,
you know, while you trying to figure out why your boyfriend ain't hearing you, he heard everything you said. It may take him 2 or 3 days to process and get back to you, but he heard you. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right. So I'm gonna put it as we're gonna go ahead and hit this recap, and then you know we're gonna hit this new set. We're gonna get out. So the thing is, so first and foremost, to hit the recap of the state of the culture. I feel like the most important thing now for us as a culture, as people, from the youth now too, you know, from black people, whatever. And I'm really gonna say black people because a lot of the other cultures already have it down pat. Communication is one thing.
Oh yeah.
Learn how to talk to each other, bro. Everybody not gonna agree whether you do things. Everybody, but sometimes like communicate, like talk to each other, bro. Because you ain't gonna know it all. Like me and him, like we bump heads at certain things. We disagree. We agree to disagree. We see things different, but we know how to be quiet at times. Also listen, because where I may be strong in, he may be weak in, and whatever he may be weak in, I'm strong in. So you never know, and you ain't gonna be able to do stuff by yourself. But as I said, as a culture, bro, we need to come together. Group economics is important, bro, and for us, let's get out of this slave mentality.
Definitely.
When I tell you, let's get out of it. Creativity, control. But let's look at ownership. Stop looking at the slave mentality like, let me buy this. We want to be a consumer, buying stuff, spending, instead of owning. Why buy a house when I can own the house?
Correct.
Why buy property and rent stuff when I can own the property? Own the car. Bro, we just have to shift our mindset. Like, don't worry, trust me, we're going to get into this financial literacy stuff real soon. But let's just look at things different, bro. Open up our eye gates. Things, the way society is now, it is not the same. It is not the same. So, with that being said, I'm just going to say it again. Let's listen, communicate, support each other, man. Pick each other up. Because you never know what a person going through, bro, what they had to do to get where they got to. And you tearing them down ain't helping. I mean, look at Michael Jordan. He's a black man that owns the Jordan brand. Why would he say he don't sell to black people? Do you know? And we still stupid enough to buy it, for example. But we buying it like crazy. But he said he made Jordan. He didn't make it for us. But we still buying the crap out of him, though.
Hey, man.
But but you know what I'm saying? Like, as a black man, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, bro, we still got to support each other. Which brings me to my next point. And this new segment we gonna do, and I'm gonna start doing it every episode and every week, even the ones we don't drop. And it's basically holding y'all accountable just as well as you can hold us accountable. So the segment is called Bet on Yourself. And so what I will be doing is I'm gonna be challenging y'all weekly out of different things to do. And for this week, since it's Mental Wellness Month, I'm challenging y'all to speak affirmations over yourself. When you wake up in the morning, and when you go to bed, tell yourself you love yourself, bro. You are something. You are someone. Even when because if you don't believe it, nobody else will. Just like they say, if you don't love yourself, nobody else will love you. So, speak affirmations over yourself. And I'm gonna put it like this. They say when you wake up, the first 20 minutes of your day, you still in your subconscious mind. So whatever you put into your spirit and into your mind is 9 times out of 10 how your day gonna go. So when you wake up, meditate, speak positivity over yourself. Listen to motivation speaker, read a book, educate yourself, do something.
Get a good sermon in the morning.
Yes. Pick your spirit up. Put something positive in your spirit. But I'm challenging y'all to do that. Speak affirmations over yourself. When you wake up and when you go to sleep every day, make it a habit. Make it a habit. It takes 21 days to break a habit, just as well as it takes 21 days to make a habit. Old habits are hard to break, but that's why you need to do it. Do something different. And as I always keep saying, old keys don't open up new doors. We say as people, we want something different. We want the top of the food chain, but we don't want to do what it takes to get there. We don't want to help each other get there. We want to tear each other down. Let's quit that. Please, let's quit that.
Mm-hmm.
Enough is enough. You understand?
Enough.
Enough is enough. Like, we've been doing that to each other for 400 years. The white man doing it, but now we doing it to each other. Man, let's quit that.
Time to switch it up.
Yes, let's quit it. Like, I'm going to say that now, and we out. For me, I hate that something trash, and I like, rest in peace, George Floyd. But stuff like that in 2016 as well. It takes something like that to come against us for us to come together. It shouldn't be like that. Mm. I'm just going to nip in the bud like that. It shouldn't be like that, bro. We need to do more. We need to get out here in this community. Let's help each other. Let's support each other. Mm-hmm. You understand me? So I'm charging y'all, and I'm betting on y'all. And I want y'all to bet on yourself to do it. Because if you don't see it in yourself, nobody else will. But I'm charging y'all. Speak affirmation over yourself. Mm-hmm. And this week, because you never know what a person, tell 5 people. 5 people that you hug them and tell them that you love them and you care about them and you heal for them. Just them simple words that right there, you'll never know will change a person's day. You'll never know. Because you never know what a person is going through. But I charge you to do that for 5 people for this week.
5 people.
5.
I'm betting on you.
I bet on you.
I'm betting on you.
And that's for you, betting on yourself, Seth.
Mm-hmm. That's it right there.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, listen here, man. We're going to wrap this thing up then, man. Today's episode, like I said, was about, the culture itself, man. The culture. How do you feel about the culture? Where is it now? The state of the culture. But also Mental Health Awareness Month is serious. And we definitely wanted to tackle that. And I don't know about you, bro, but I'm finna go get me some chicken or something, man.
Oh, yes,
I'm
sir.
hungry,
yes,
man.
You know what it is. So you know what it is. This your boy Jamal Mill.
And this your boy Andy Miller.
You bring the coach,
hey,
we bring the shift.
You already know.
Yes, sir.